semi-regular Wednesdays. GameStop's wealthiest shareholders and Chicago Tundra. Very, very, like, I saw so many posts about that, and I was like, how much, like, did GameStop, like, go down? Did it go up? And I'm like, no, it went up by 130%. That stock, like, skyrocketed. It's crazy. I mean, like, was there something that caused it? Did, like, Reddit? Oh, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So basically Reddit is manipulating the stock market just because they can. Love it. Yeah. Funyuns are great. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Wait, what? 1 second, Stuart. Sorry, you might have to repeat everything you just said because apparently this program is being a little dipshit. I don't mean to curse, but it is. Anyway, okay, now they should be able to hear you. Sorry, I didn't check this audio. They didn't hear a lot of things. I'm kind of like, it decided to change the input on me without telling me because, you know, software sucks sometimes. Anyway, I'm gonna.
Oh, I didn't realize there were limits in our show.
I don't know. I
mean, it's like we've done 81 of these, and now we're setting limits?
I guess so. You're right. Anyway.
Well, anyway, before I discuss who's in our show, Dan, if you can say a few words about some of the small businesses that we're supporting, as well as some ongoing fundraisers.
Yes, Stuart. So if you look down below, you will see a little banner, and that is some small businesses and fundraisers that we are trying to support at this time. So first, there is a GoFundMe that is organized by the comedian Chris Red. Chris Red is trying to raise money for Black Lives Matter protesters that happen to contract COVID-19. He's trying to help cover their medical costs. You can find the link to that GoFundMe in the description of this event. Second, there is the bar that Stuart and I usually do this show at. Pre-pandemic, Stuart and I did this show at a place called Shakers on Clark. And Shakers on Clark has a GoFundMe to try to tip their bar staff. They can't employ their bar staff at this time, so they want to try and get the money. So if you were at home and you were having an alcoholic beverage, you can maybe tip them how much ever you would have paid at the bar. Third, there is a really great gym called Bodi Shak. Bodi Shak has a lot of great classes. Normally, now it's very limited classes with very small numbers, but they are still open for that. They also have a GoFundMe if you're not comfortable going in for that, it's also just a very great black-owned business. Then there's also First Sip Cafe. First Sip Cafe is a really great coffee and tea shop in Chicago. Really great coffee and tea drinks, highly recommended. Right in Asia on Argyle, serves the community greatly. Always see, in the before times, I would often see just people in there studying, working. Really great spot for all of that. And I have a link in the description to get gift cards for them. Last and certainly not least, if you haven't heard, there is a place that Stuart and I both performed with the Comedy Clubhouse. The Comedy Clubhouse is trying to start a comedy guild. If anyone is interested in joining a comedy guild, maybe learning comedy, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, expert, there are several levels you can start at. You can take 3 separate tracks. One is improv, one is stand-up, one is theatricals. All of them sound really great. I've seen really great teachers that are going to be teaching that. And Yeah. So if any of those are not local to you and you don't really, so you don't really have a lot of attachment to any of them, I recommend you just go out and you support your own local businesses because there are just a lot of places that need our help at this time. Also, last and certainly not least, if you are watching at home and you maybe want to get a shout out, you can either like the Facebook feed or comment on it, or you can comment on the YouTube stream. It also does help letting our performers know that you're there. And so that's just about it. Back to you, Stuart.
All right, thank you so much. Oh man, I feel very good about tonight's show. I just something about it just it's got my energy up. It's good juju. I don't know if I can really put it into words. But let's enough of my prattling. Again, we do have a pretty solid show for you this evening. Rounding out the night, your co-hosts and co-producers, Flower Shop Bangers.
Woo!
Right before the Bangers, out of Los Angeles, we have the phenomenal comic known simply as Sampson.
Woo!
Right before Sampson, we have Onion writer Jen Durbent.
Woo!
Right before Jen, we have comedy stylings of Belinda Carroll.
Woo!
And leading us off this evening was a comic that first appeared in our show during a 2-day Mother's Day extravaganza we called The Mother, based right here in Chicago. Please welcome back Lindsay Porter.
I am indeed the mother. In fact, I'm pretty much the mother that some child may come running through here, probably asking me for a snack, and forgetting that I told them that I have a life and that I'm doing something here. So I'm very happy to be back on Zoom, doing a show. As much as I like stand-up comedy, I've discovered I really like sit-down comedy quite a bit, so this is working out pretty well for me. The first time I did a Zoom comedy show was actually this show right here, Flower Shop Bangers, woohoo. And I wasn't sure that I liked it because I didn't really like the audience. I looked out and I saw that there was this one person like not laughing at my jokes and talking to my set, and then I realized, oh, that's me. Myself. The other thing is when you're doing a Zoom show, you're looking at someone, and that's someone else. So I'm not going to worry about it. Mostly I'm noticing how the gray is growing out, how I haven't had a haircut in 10 months. I look kind of like I should be on a porch in Tennessee playing the auto park. Starter family thing vibe going on here. And the other thing is, I have been thinking about getting Botox. Not so much because I'm worried about my age, just that my family always thinks I'm angry with that. Because if I remove, I'm going to turn off my Zoom light, my ring light. Oh, it's very dark. But the ring light kind of blows out all the wrinkles. But I now have resting angry mom face all the time. And pretty much everyone in my house is like, it's not bad. It's bad. They're like, I'm not mad. I'm 56 years old and this is what my face looks like now. So unless I am like smiling and raising my eyebrows like the freaking Joker, people always think that I'm in a bad mood. The other thing about this pandemic that we're all in is that my father, who is 82 years old, now calls me every day. Now in 55 years, he called me like 7 times. I don't know. And every single day. And if you want to get an idea of the kind of man he is, he's 100% Scottish. And 2 of his 4 grandparents came from the Orkney Islands in Scotland. And a couple of years ago, we went back to the ancestral homeland to see where my father's family hailed from. And we took a boat across a choppy ocean from the mainland. It turns out that my father's family came here because their turnip harvest capsized in a boat. You're getting a clue as to what's going on with my dad. We get off the boat, we look around, we're just on a rocky, windswept island with like no trees, and it's overcast and drizzling and it's chilly. And my dad looks around and goes, okay, all right. This explains a lot. And that's pretty much my dad's attitude about life. If I were to say like, hey Dad, I won $10 million in the lottery, he'd be like, all right, here's what you gotta look out for. Converse. It's not that he's a sad man. His emotional bandwidth is quite narrow. When I was growing up, my mother had a terrible kidney disease. She died at the age of 48. She was always happy. You know, she didn't worry about it. She said, well, I've got this disease, who knows what's going to happen, and everything's fine. My father has been telling me every day for the past 35 years since my mother died that he's going to die in a month now. And now he's 82. He's freaking fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with this man. But here's the other thing, the memory. Oh, so anyway, now he's married. His wife's daughter died. So sometimes, this is like just a couple of years ago, sometimes she gets sad, which happens when your child is dying. And my dad, if she starts to look sad or get a little teary, my dad will be like, no, think happy thoughts. We have to be happy. So that's the man that I'm with. And he's facing mortality. And the way that he's handling it is that he is emptying his 5-bedroom home one item at a time. Requires a 20-minute phone conversation with all 3 of his children, and then a string of emails, and then a follow-up 30-minute conversation with each of the children. And when he finally realizes that we don't want his grandfather's busted up violin, he then picks one of us, and he will just double down and talk to us until we agree to take that. He have to live into his late 90s to ever enter this house. The other thing that he likes to do is he calls me every year on my birthday, and he always makes the same joke. He always says, well, hello, Lindsay, it's your father, as if I didn't know. I just want to say happy, whatever year. Let's say I'm turning 52. Happy 52nd anniversary of the Bears' epic 52-0 loss on September 27, 1964. I was born during a terrible Bears loss, and he found for some reason he's always felt the need to tell me this. And this year, during one of the 400 phone conversations that we've had, he explained to me that the reason he and my mom loved to tell that story was that I was also conceived during a Bears loss, which is information. Furthermore, it was. I know the date. On December 13th of 1963, in a motel in Peoria, while they were attending a friend's wedding. In those days, you went to the church, and then you had a little break, and then you went to the reception. They were watching the Bears game at the hotel bar. The Bears were losing badly. They went back and made me. So they thought it was hilarious that 9 months later, I was born during this epic Bears loss. So that's my dad. Spending a lot of time with him. Like I said, very strange. Now on my mom's side, it is completely the opposite. These are some of the happiest people you could ever meet in your life. And the main problem I have with my uncle is that every time you re-enter a room, he has to stay alone. And if you've left the room for more than 5 minutes, he greets you as though you have just come back from a tour in Nam. Like, oh, Lindsay, it's so wonderful to see you. It is always different. It is such a delight. I'll think, friend, I just went to the other room to get a glass of water. And my grandfather used to cry every time he left, like tears of joy, not sad tears. And we visited him like 3 times a week. So sometimes I just feel like there is this war in my body between the sort of depressed Scots and the happy American mutts. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm just going to go right into it, right for it, right here. I am a 55-year-old woman, and I'm just at the point where I am planning my vacations around where my parents want their ashes. It is. You're just really hoping it's going to be something good, like, come on, Tuscany. And then they're like, I've been thinking I'm just going to have my ashes scattered on that golf course in Peoria where we had such fun that one time. And then you're with your siblings and they're like, I know this is Peoria. I'm pretty sure he meant Paris. Your mother's like, Dad never even went to Paris. I'm like, well, he's going now. Okay? Better dead than me. I'm like, what else have I got here? What have I got? Okay, I just want to say one more thing about one last thing before I go. 56. It's really hitting me hard because I'm officially a senior citizen. And I'm just thinking, I notice you don't get as much attention anymore. You're over 55. I don't really like attention. So I've decided that I'm just going to go full on eccentric. Like, you can't get it from being hot and young anymore. Just got to be weird as shit. I'm thinking I'll either start sporting a monocle or maybe a cane that I don't really need. 20 years ago, women my age would be thinking, start wearing, kimonos or serapes, and that is not considered culturally sensitive anymore. It is cultural appropriation. So I figured I should just do something from my own culture. My mother's family was part Scandinavian. I'm just going to start dressing like a Lapland. Just like the full-on, like a reindeer herd. That's my plan. That's my plan for 56, baby. Thank you, guys. It has been a delight, and I can't wait to hear what the rest of you folks have.
Lindsay Porter, everyone! Thank you so much, Lindsay. We appreciate your unique perspective on living life to the fullest in your 50s. Now, we have a couple of pieces of business before we get to Belinda Carroll. So, Dan, every time we do this show, we check in with Dan to see how our Facebook Live feed is doing. It's our way of doing crowd work, just to see if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns. It's pretty much our means of interaction with this show. Dan, our lovely webmaster, how are things going?
Yes, they're going great. I thought I'd give a couple shout-outs to some people. One is Mark Romanowski, who's probably watching at home with Mike Jordan. Always great to see them. They watch pretty much every show every Wednesday and Sunday. Another one is Just to Mark. Thank you for letting us know that you couldn't hear Stuart. Unfortunately, thankfully we were able to resolve those audio issues quickly. Last, my girlfriend Sally's watching at home. Hello to everyone. Thank you for watching.
All right. And Dan, just so you know, Just to Mark is another improviser.
Oh, cool.
Yes. It's the whole big community that we've got here in Chicago.
It's true. There is a large community of improvisers. Indeed.
It's a tangled web that we weave. So when Dan and I moved our show to Shakers on Clark in July 2018, we began a two-man campaign to save Chicago barprov. For the unfamiliar, barprov is obviously a portmanteau for bar improv. It's basically free comedy in a bar, but not necessarily exclusive to improv. So that can mean stand-up, that can mean sketch, that can mean a whole variety of acts. I mean, we used to book burlesque acts, but we haven't figured out how to incorporate burlesque into the show yet. But I digress.
There also might be some issues with showing that over Facebook and YouTube, unfortunately.
True. But I digress. So there used to be a bunch of barprov shows all over the north side of the city. Dan and I first cut our teeth at the Underground Lounge in Riverville. But there also used to be shows at A.J. Hudson's and the Crocodile Lounge and Mullins and the Horseshoe and the Publican and a bunch of other bars. And one by one, these shows started getting canceled. These bars started going out of business. People in general just started moving in a different direction. And by the time we moved to Shakers in Boys Town, the very concept of barprov had its back against the wall. And at the time of the pandemic, it was down to us and a show over at the Holiday Club at Irving Park Road. So, as an incentive to get people to enjoy the show, bring attention to us, and make money for the bar, we can set up this improv tip jar. Yes, there is cash inside this tip jar.
Mm-hmm.
I made this out of the finest imported plastic cup and duct tape. It's amazing how it stood up for 2.5 years, and it's our way of allowing you, the person that wants to be entertained, the audience member, to support all of our performers on stage, and this virtual stage, I should say. And I keep losing my train of thought. So at the moment, there is about $21 inside the tip jar, which means split 6 ways between our 6 performers tonight. Everyone is going home with at least $3.50.
Woo!
Many of our performers this evening that this was a paying gig. So if you would like to donate and support the show, you are welcome to donate to my Venmo or Dan's Venmo, which are right above me on the screen here.
Correct.
So we get the right thing. And hey, just think, if you were to donate, say, I don't know, $9, that means everyone goes home with at least $5. It's just as simple as that. It's also an opportunity to, maybe do math in my head. Without further ado, our next act has the distinction of being, I want to say, either the 6th or 7th performer we've had in our show that has their own Wikipedia entry. This is someone who wears many hats: actress, activist, dominatrix, tour guide, veterinarian, iron welder. It's done just about a little bit of everything. Maybe she has stock market tips. I'm not sure. She is the founder of the Portland Queer Comedy Festival and is presently based in Portland, Oregon right now. Please welcome Belinda Carroll.
Hi.
Hi.
I do not have stock market tips. My credit score makes it sound like it's time to smoke pot. It's not. It's not good. Like the other day, I was eating a quesadilla off a spatula, and I thought, this could have been a plate if you went to college. I'm not a responsible person. It's just so great to be here. I haven't been to Chicago since 2008, so I'm really excited to be in Chicago. I really wish that I was in Chicago. It's a fun town, a lot of blues music, which I enjoy very much. I don't know what happened to my life. So a little background on me: I was a comedian for 10 years, and then I went to bed on March 12th after hosting a show, and then March 13th I woke up the protagonist in a Russian novel. I am totally freaked out, man. I have not spent this much time alone since my last relationship. I am just completely, I don't know what to do, man. It's just, and it just keeps going on and on. But I will tell you that everything about my life has changed. Like my entire criteria for dating has changed. I used to look for a nice girl with a 5-year plan and a 401k. And now I'm like, do you know how to skin a squirrel? So I'm hoping to find that survivalist. If you have a ridiculous amount of Doc Marten boots and cargo shorts, you're probably my type. My whole family is just, I don't know. My whole family's Trumpers, and so this last week has been very hard on them. I grew up in a Southern Missionary Baptist family, and all of my brothers are Republican. So essentially, stand-up is my revenge. I just go on tour and tell people that I'm Republican. But and it's fine. I stopped talking to them. That worked out. That's how I solved that issue. I have a overly close relationship with my therapist. That seems to be going well. But it is what it is, man. And I'm really glad to be doing this show because I normally would be in my bed just eating peanut butter cups, and I have got to stop doing that because I have gained 40 pounds since I started listening to Lizzo. She's been amazing for the country's self-esteem, though. I am so excited about Lizzo. You have no idea. I can't wait for her second album where she talks about everything being okay, because the only thing Trump ever did was raise the country's BMI 20 points. It's just like whatever. But I'm really glad I gained weight. I don't care about gaining weight because the thing is I'd lost a lot of weight right before the shutdown, and then I realized I'd lost too much weight because white guys started hitting me. And that's the worst. If you ever want an entitled group of people to hit on you, man, white guys. Because I was getting out of my Arco. I was getting out of my minivan at the Arco, and I went up to the door, and this dude runs to like open the door for me, which seems really nice. But I'm a lesbian. This is like developing a superpower that I never wanted. Like the ability to like manifest cilantro for no reason. Just like, what am I going to do with this much fucking cilantro? And for 80% of the population, cilantro is a fine garnish. But for 20% of the population, that shit tastes like soap. And it's always trying to get in my taco.
Oh.
Is that too far to go for a pun? I feel like that was it's entirely too far to go for a pun.
No.
Man. The comic before me was talking, I think her name was Lindsay, she was talking about age, and I feel that really hardcore because I'm 44 now, and I didn't expect to ever be 44, so I'm a club kid that grew up, which I did not expect, and so I was like desperately hanging on to my youth for a long time, and then a little while ago I walked into a Target, and then I came out with just tissues. So I'm in a weird age right now where I'm in between like wearing hot shorts to the club or just pushing a little tissue up my sleeve for later. It's very grandma. It's not good. And I don't even have children, so I don't know. I'm just cougar plush at this point. That's all that I'm going to be doing. It's like if I forgot where I was going to go with that. You know what I need? I don't know what the hell's going on. I need like a hey God, it's me, Margaret, but for perimenopause. Because I didn't know this, and you guys on the call do not know this, but the hot flashes feel like you're being heated from the inside. It's a very strange feeling. Like I woke up, and this just happened recently, and this is too much information for anybody, but whatever. I woke up, and I have 3 gray hairs on my vajayjay. But this is the deal. I don't have any gray hair on my head yet. And I was like, how is that possible? That's not supposed to be a thing. You should get gray hair on your head. But then I realized you have to realize how much she's been through. But it's true, I was a dominatrix. So when I was in my early 20s and late teens, and a little earlier than we need to talk about, I was a dominatrix. But now I feel like I'm lying because I don't feel like I'm into leather anymore. Like I feel like I like on the scale from like vanilla 0 to leather, I'm like a light leather. It's kind of like I'm just at the age now where like I'm tired. Like you can either get me to make dinner or I can fuck you in an imaginative way. Both of them happen on the same night. Like we have to break it up. It's not gonna go down the same night. But it is what it is. I feel like I have been in the house way too long because I have developed a insane and unimaginable crush on Rachel Maddow, lesbian news anchor. I never thought that I'd be in my apartment alone masturbating to MSNBC. But I got so obsessed with her that I wrote a song about it. Does anybody want to hear it?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
One day I was watching MSNBC. I saw a short haircut and oh lordy me, Rachel Maddow, your interview skills out of sight. I just wanna occupy you every night. You state an opinion that I like. I feel like I've been hit by a mandated airstrike. Rachel Maddow, you make this girl wanna cry. You get me going with Gaza Strip and Palestine. So Rachel, if you ever want a bone, I'll supply you with my unmanned drone. It's about how you make politics a lot of fun. And even in a recession, I still want to give you some.
Woo!
I know. The audience thing is just like, I feel like my neighbors feel like I'm into some like really weird webcam shit. It's like she talks to herself all the time, but you know, I'm really proud of myself that the cam work I'm doing is not naked. I feel like that's an important distinction. I miss bars. I feel like I miss bars so much. Like I miss the whole I miss everything. It's like, you know, one time I had this woman contact me and she was like, hey, so she emailed me. And the subject line of the email was homosexuality sociology study. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm opening that. And she said that I was doing this tour and I was in Texas at the time. And so I was doing a tour of like Oklahoma and then like the upper, like eastern part of Texas. And so I was doing Lawton, Oklahoma. And so anyway, so she texted me and she messaged me and she was like, hey, I'm doing this sociology study about homosexuality on alternative lifestyles, but I don't know any gays. But I Googled you and you seem to be a prominent gay. So could I follow you and your partner around and then study your lifestyle for a few days? And I was like, am I on Discovery Channel's Wild Kingdom? It was like, tonight in the National Habitat, lesbians at the gay bar. Look closely, the woman in makeup and high heels is using her bright plumage and shots of liquor to encourage the masculine one, or the bull dyke, into the traditional mating dance of the North American lesbian, the electric slide. Unlike the rare and elusive counterpart, the gay male couple, the lesbians will now go into extreme hibernation, only to emerge during the next breakup or the next gay pride parade. Whichever comes first. All right, I've been Belinda Carroll. You guys have been great. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
Belinda Carroll, everyone. By the way, if you don't mind my asking, Belinda, you have an upcoming fundraiser gig with the AFS CME. Is that correct?
Yes, it's not a fundraiser gig though. It's for if you're in the union, which a lot of Chicago people are actually. If you're in the Ask Me union, it's Strong Week. It's National Strong Week, and so I produced and performing in a comedy show on Friday, and it's with Kirsten Key from Bringing the Funny. She's a musical comic, and Tyler Bowe, who's a crazy, amazing, clean comic, which usually doesn't go together, but it does for him. And Dahlia Bell's on it, and yeah, it's amazing. And Andy Main, who's amazing comic out of Denver. So it'll be a really fun time if you are in the union. Check out your Ask Me union email, and it'll be in there. But you guys are great.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Belinda. Hey, Dan, do you have any updates?
Yeah, sure. I thought I'd give a shout out. I don't know who this is, but one person gave us a like on YouTube, which does help us with YouTube's algorithms, helps, more people see it. Actually, you know what? I see a comment on YouTube now that I see someone with the channel name MA. Don't know who that was, but thank you very much for watching. Really, really appreciate everyone who watches.
All right. Also, improv tip jar is still hanging tight at exactly $21. All right. Also, did you know that Flower Shop Bangers now has their own website?
That's true.
If you want more information on us, you can go to flowershopbangers.com, and it'll set you a direct link to both our Facebook page and our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get updates on upcoming shows, including our 8th anniversary, which will probably be on Zoom, as well as some of the theme shows that we have planned coming up, including a show that is near and dear to my heart, something I normally do by myself, but we'll be putting in under the Flower Shop Bangers tent. We're calling it the Power Couples of Improv. Mm-hmm. It's an annual show that I host around Valentine's Day, featuring improvisers that are dating other improvisers, doing 2-person sets. And we've expanded this year to include a husband and wife musical act and 2 couples of comics. So please make sure to check that out. That's going to be Wednesday, February 10, and Sunday, February 14, Valentine's Day. Please make sure to check that out. Without further ado, our next comic is a writer for The Onion, and it can be found all over social media, the YouTube channel, the Instagram, everything, under the name Jen Durbent. Please welcome to our show, Jen Durbent.
Hi everyone. How are you doing today?
Great.
I can't hear you. I need some cut. Great. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to apologize first thing for my voice. I'm getting over the wrong puberty. I'm a transgender woman, and I live in Rockford, Illinois. And if you don't know what kind of town Rockford, Illinois is, we had a mass shooting the day after Christmas at a bar, and the bar's name was Shooters. So we're very literal here in Rockford, Illinois. So, but as a trans woman in Rockford, I get sometimes people just ask me what's in my pants, and that's usually pretty rude, especially since I'm not wearing pants. I didn't transition to wear pants. I almost always wear skirts. But I know what they mean. They want to know what kind of genitals I have so they can picture me masturbating later, so good for them. So I like to tell them that my vagina's name is Heaven because it also doesn't exist. Okay, somebody got that one. Yeah, that's right. I still have my thing. It's fine. It's not really fine at all. But me and my wife, I've been married and I've been with her for 24 years. We used to call him like Big Ben. And now we call it Thumbelina. It's cute and magical, so I mean that's fine. But yeah, transition has done a lot. Like now we call my orgasms the Industrial Revolution. Because they require heavy machinery and at least 2 to 3 extra union labor. We always go with union for solidarity purposes. But I'm getting a little older and I've been thinking about getting surgery, bottom surgery, the surgery, right? The old fillet of phallus. The old nip tuck. The Civil War. You ever heard that one before? No. It's where, because afterwards my South will never rise again. So, but it's a really expensive procedure. It's like $30,000 or $40,000 for a base model vagina. And you don't want a base model vagina, do you? No, you definitely want one of those little fingerprint sensors like they have on the phones now. It's definitely not a start button, right? No, that's no good. That's the end of my props. But it's got so expensive, so I decided just to not lose any weight. So I can't look, and I look down, I can't see it, and it doesn't bother me anymore. Yeah, it still bothers. But that's okay. I've tried to lose weight because a lot of surgeons won't do surgery on somebody of my size. That's very, very common. And so, but I've tried everything. I count my calories, I work out, but I still can't lose any weight. So I'm at the point where it's surgery, right? And that's another expense. And I can't afford that either. I'll have to get another job. And I don't want to be doing lap dances to pay for laparoscopic lap band surgery. I don't have a problem with sex work. I have a problem with work. That's my main problem. Anyway, while I live in Rockford, I actually grew up in Chicago. And my grandpa helped raise me in Chicago. My grandpa was a World War II vet, so he had a lot of opinions. Like, he was a very strange guy. Sometimes he would... We moved eventually to Belvedere, and Belvedere had a newspaper, a local newspaper, which doesn't exist anymore because newspapers don't exist anymore. It was called the Belvedere Daily Republican, and every morning he would take a razor blade and cut out the word Republican because he hated Republicans so much. And I didn't know why he felt that way then, but I kind of know now. So, anyway, but he also had a problem with telling the truth. He would tell me things like, you should never put ketchup on your hot dog, which was true. But then he said stuff like, he killed all the Nazis in World War II, so I wouldn't have to worry about him, which is distinctly not true. I think we've all noticed that lately. Eventually, he told me I will grow up to be a good man, and I am sorry to say that that's not true at all. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I miss him. It happens. But mortality is very strange. We've all had experience that this year. I had a cancer scare of all things during a pandemic. I had COVID. It was fine. It wasn't fun, but it was fine. And then I got a cancer scare, and they thought I had leukemia for a while. And I'm okay. I'm okay. But leukemia is scary. So one of my friends who had cancer, she named her tumor. So I decided to do that too. I named my leukemia Lou. Not after leukemia, but after Louis C.K. Because if something's going to kill a female comedian's career, it's going to be Louis C.K. That was kind of a stretch, isn't it? Okay. So, but yeah, I'm an essential worker for my day job. I work in a pharmaceutical company, and it's just weird working anywhere now. But it's weird working anywhere when you think about it, because you're stuck in this room with people that you don't know, and you eventually become friends with these people, right? Through shared trauma, mostly. like terrible meetings. The one bitch that won't give you candy. Not that I need candy. Sorry, I shouldn't call her that. I don't need candy. She's trying to be nice. Calm down. But so there's this one guy I was friends with at work, and I went to his house frequently, and we went and shot guns and worked on cars and drank beer, because this is Rockford after all. We do those things here. But we shot a lot of guns because he had like a rather large collection of guns, because this is, again, Rockford, and we have bars named Shooters where shootings take place. That's just kind of what we do here. And so one day he comes to my office, he starts calling me he and sir, and by my old name, which isn't cool. I don't know if you know many trans people in an audience way. I know a couple of you do, probably. But you don't do that to trans people. That's not cool. So I thought about, I kept telling him not to stop it, and he said he could do it all he wanted because he has freedom of expression. And we all know people that make these arguments. We've seen them on the internet. So I thought about going to HR and having him fired, because he was harassing me at a certain point. He just wouldn't stop. And then I remembered that he had a lot of guns. And I didn't want. I want to be famous, but I don't want to be named right on the news due to a shooting incident famous. So I didn't want to go to HR and get him fired. So suddenly in my mind he had an arsenal instead of just a collection. But so instead what I did is, instead of going to HR and having also I'm not a rat. That's also one of those things. So instead of going to HR, what I did instead is I went to his house and I seduced his wife. Yeah. And she used her freedom of expression and of religion to have at least four times that night, twice in the morning. So what I'm saying is, ladies, if you're looking to give up men, but you don't want to give up dick, I have a solution for you. My DMs are always open. That's my time. Thank you so much for having me.
Jen Durbent, everyone!
Thank you.
And you can find her all over at Jen Durbent. Instagram, YouTube, MySpace, you name it. All right, Dan, any updates?
Yes, I thought I would give a shout out to Lisa Marie Farver. She just liked the Facebook stream, and I also just thought I would say if you are enjoying the show and you would like to see future shows, the best way to keep up with us is to like the Flower Shop Bangers on Facebook or subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yep. Also, Flower Shop Bangers is, of course, a two-man enterprise. However, I also happen to have my own little solo project called Stew News. It's a quick take, satirical comedy page on Facebook. You can like and follow. Just recently surpassed, I want to say, again, I don't know why I keep losing my train of thought. I'm just trying to do math in my head. Somewhere around 1,830 likes on Facebook. We crossed the 1,800 threshold just before New Year's. But if you're looking for some monologue style jokes, some quick takes, some hot takes, some pot shots, facebook.com/stewnews. Without further ado, our final comedian of the evening goes by a single name, and there is absolutely something about a comic or a talent that goes by just one name. Whether it's Beyonce or Oprah or Larry. They have this phenomenal live album called Church Boy, live in DC. It is a pleasure to have in our show, Sampson.
Hey, that's grown folks music. Hold on, keep playing that, DJ. Hold on now, hold on. You gotta turn it up. You gotta turn that up. Hold on now, hold on. We having a feel good moment now. Hold on now. Hey. I might take some clothes off over here now. Hold on now. Thank you, DJ. Oh my goodness. Thank you. This is so awesome. Thank y'all for having the show, and just lots of applause to all the comics who have come on here tonight. I'm gonna go ahead on and put it out there. I don't know about y'all, but it has been, being a comic, you gotta have grit to be a comic, but there's also another type of grit that we've had to call on to survive this goddamn pandemic. Okay, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the mask. I'm tired of being trapped in the house. I don't know about y'all, but I miss people coughing on me. Okay, I miss people coughing on me. And on top of that, I'm going nuts because I'm a hypochondriac. Okay, like I'm talking about everything, and I got a couple roommates. I don't know about y'all, but we count sneezes over here. Okay, it used to be somebody sneezed, it was bless you. Okay, now we give them the side eye, and if they sneeze 2 or 3 more times, we'd be like, all right, bitch, that was 3, about to pack your shit and put you out. Okay, but it's hard too because I have allergies. So black folks, we call whatever this is going on, we call it the Rona, right? Like the Rona. That's what black folks who call it, because the Rona, that sounds like something that'll grab your ass, right? And I'm a hypochondriac. So right outside my window is a tree, and I was freaking out because like I wake up sometimes and I don't know. I'll be like, oh shit, the Rona done got me, And I woke up a few days ago. I had a stuffy head, fever, sore throat. Fever and sore throat. That's the two. I was paranoid, so I got on Google to type in my symptoms and see what was wrong. And I'm not going to do that again because I got on Google. I typed in my symptoms and I found out I'm 8 months pregnant. I was like, 8 months pregnant? Get the hell out of here. That's some bull, okay? So it's been hard navigating this pandemic. A lot of other things have been going on that let's go ahead on and talk about it. I like everything that everybody shared, but I always talk about what's going on. I like being out in the world and seeing people, and I care about people. People are pretty cool most of the time. We just had MLK's birthday. I'm over here in Inglewood, California. Inglewood is still a mostly Black and Latino city, Latinx city. One thing that I really enjoy about being Black is whenever Black History Month rolls around and we have some sort of holiday with some Black history icon, we make some money off of it. Like, y'all remember when Obama first won office? You know, and they're doing it right now with Kamala too. It's like when Obama first won, people were out selling commemorative Obama Snuggies and bathrobes and shower caps, okay? My weed man had a weed named after Obama, okay? I got that Obama for you, okay? So we make some money. So we just had MLK Day out here. We had, you know, they had a virtual parade and everything. And they just opened up like restaurants and stuff, but you could go, you know, grab stuff. Down at the Popeyes over on Crenshaw, they were having a Martin Luther King chicken special. Listen, 12 pieces of chicken for $8.99. Now, let me tell you this, you know, I don't do stereotypes, but yes, I am a black man and I do love fried chicken and I like budgets too, so I went up in there, okay? I was trying not to act too excited and I got up in there and I asked dude, I'm like, yeah, I want that Martin Luther King chicken special, right? And you know, this dude is gonna look me in my face without cracking a smile and gonna ask me if I want the dark meat or the white meat. Listen, I was pissed. I was like, really? Are we really getting ready to have this conversation right now? Because seriously, if you gonna put Martin Luther King's name on your little chicken special, the least you can do is put the dark meat and the white meat together. Like, seriously, okay? Like, wouldn't that be what Martin Luther King want? Okay, you know, integrate that chicken at Popeyes. Okay, do we have to be oppressed even in our food? You know, that's some bull. You know, it was a fun moment. You know, it's Stuart. It's uncomfortable, but we got to talk about racism. We have to talk about it. Listen. We saw that stuff that happened down at the Capitol, and I'm from DC. There's no, they won't even let tourists in there. So how the hell did these people get in here down at the Capitol? I mean, because if they were black, we know they would have still been whooping their asses. Okay? You know, it was, I mean, they was at Nancy Pelosi's desk. Now, you know Nancy was probably hiding with a little pistol because Nancy is a gangster, okay? But, you know, that shouldn't have happened. It's crazy that in this country we will let people who are violent and hateful, we let them get away with it, but people who, you know, show up and march for peace and things like that, we get attacked. Now, there's something I want to say. I'm happy that, I hate that we have to see it, but I'm happy that we're seeing it because it's letting us know we got a lot of stuff we got to deal with. Okay. I want to say this, you know, because we do, black folks, people of color, we do our own protests and marches and things like that. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. Stuart, when black people riot, yes, we will go down to the liquor store, break in it, and get us some Hennessy. Yes, we will. Okay. Yes, we will go down to Target and get a TV or a phone. Okay, how you think I'm talking to you right now? You know, we gonna hit up the Foot Locker and get some shoes. But they have started to see that a lot of times it's other people antagonizing this stuff. Like now they're seeing that it's not us all the time. Like they pan, they got to see they got to see the people who are really out here rioting and looting. Like, I mean, they pan the cameras. You saw stuff that had been looted, and it was shit like Anthropology, okay, and Office Depot and Starbucks. Stuart, what black folks do you know who in the middle of a riot are gonna go, you know what we need to get while we out here tearing stuff up? A grande skinny vanilla latte. Like, that's never happened in history, Stuart. I mean, it's really sad, but I'm happy that we're getting to see it. You know, I'm a lot older than I look because black don't crack. Okay, I'm over here holding it together with shea butter and Jesus. Okay, I am. Okay, you know, I see you, Belinda. You know, we hold it together. You know. I've always liked people enough. I mean, basic humanity is show up for each other. You know, and at my age, you know, naps are important. So if I give up my nap for you, that means I love you. Okay? I have given up a lot of naps, and I'm a peaceful protester. I go at 10 a.m. Okay, I show up at 10 a.m. with the senior citizens and the lesbians so I can be back by 2 to take me a nap, okay? And I wear my good shoes so I can protest in peace. Now, we went out there to protest peacefully, and the cops showed up in riot gear, and they started threatening us. They threatened us, and again, I'm out here in Inglewood. They threatened us with tear gas and smoke bombs. And it was like, y'all need to go to hell home. You know, we got tear gas and smoke bombs. And when they threatened us with the smoke bombs, we laughed. We was like, really? Smoke, that's what y'all threatening us with? Let me tell you something. We out here in Inglewood, okay? We smoke every day. Now, you blow some fresh air on us, we might pass out, okay? You know, don't give me that, you know. So we were out there. Lance, I do want to talk about this. You know, it's challenging because you know, it's a lot of homophobia in the Black community as well. It's hard to deal with racism as a Black person and come back to our community and deal with homophobia. Because I'm very, very proudly gay. Okay. One of the biggest challenges for me has been finding a barber who's not homophobic. That's the big, because I don't know how many of y'all have been to a Black barbershop, but the two things they talk about in a black barbershop is sports and pussy. Okay, and I'm sitting up in there and they start talking about that. I don't know what be going on. Okay, I have to jump on Google Translate to look that up, you know. I think they can read it, you know, because they'll be cutting my hair and they'll be like, yeah, man, when you leave, you gonna get all the ladies. And I'm quiet, right? Because I don't lie, I just be quiet, right? They're like, you gonna get all the ladies. And I'm quiet, and they're like, why you act like you don't get no pussy? And I'm like, cause I don't, okay? And that seems to surprise them. You ain't never had no pussy. And I'm like, I don't even know how to cook that, okay? So, no, I never had it, I never ate it, no. It's just a thing. It's different when you're Black and gay. I cannot let homophobia come in between me and a fresh shape up. I can't, you know. So I do want to thank y'all, Stuart and Daniel, for putting this together, and all of the great comics. Comedians are absolute saints. And it's been a joy to do this. And for anybody looking, follow me on Instagram at Sampson McCormick. And y'all take care of yourselves.
The one and only
Thank you.
Oh, that was great. Hey Dan, one last check-in before we get to our final act of the evening.
You know what? It stayed pretty consistent, but I thought I'd thank everyone who's watched so far. It has been just a phenomenal show all around.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh my God, you've all been great tonight. Our sincere thanks. I'm tongue-tied. Our sincere thanks to Sampson and Belinda and Jen and Lindsay. Thank you. You're all phenomenal. I want to mention again that we do this every Sunday and Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central. And we have another pretty solid show for you this coming Sunday. It's our last show of January. It may not feel like it, but we did 5 Sunday shows this month. This whole month has been just a blur, just with all the amazing comics that we've had. And this show is going to be a little more improv heavy. We're going to be bringing back B&G Improv. We had him in one of our early Zoom shows, and as well as the Happy Gilmore Girls. We're going to have the Windsor Improv Theater from Windsor, Ontario, and stand-up comedy from Irma Linda Ruiz. So please make sure to check that out. Also, if you have missed any part of the show so far, you can find it archived on the Flower Shop Bankers Facebook page right after this show ends, which at the rate we're going will be somewhere around 8:15, 8:20 Chicago time this evening. Without further ado, your final act of the evening are the co-hosts and co-producers of Semi-Regular Sundays and Semi-Regular Wednesdays. The only difference between the two shows is the day of the week. Until 10 months ago, they were hosting the show at Shakers on Clark in Boys Town, Chicago. They will be celebrating their 8th anniversary in April, and they have performed in improv festivals in cities as exotic and far away and mysterious as Omaha, Nebraska, St. Louis, Missouri, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Baltimore, Maryland. Is
all
Baltimore.
those mid-sized Midwestern states.
Well, and Baltimore.
Cities. Yes, and Baltimore.
Flower shop bangers.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Flower Shop Bangers. There are sort of my Venmo is right above us. If you happen to want to donate to the show, all those donations will be split amongst all of the performers tonight. We're going to do some improv for you, and we get weird with it. I don't think it's gonna rain, man. I know the weatherman predicted, but I don't think it's gonna rain.
Well, this is gonna fuck up the harvest.
I know it will. I know. I'm well aware, potatoes need rain, corn needs rain,
Yep.
tomatoes need rain, soybeans, yeah, don't forget about the soybeans, And you know how great the soybean market is. They put that in everything, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Soy is in demand. Soy is what pays the bills here.
I know. It's crazy. I'm a little scared that it's going to take over everything. I do have a passion for, tomatoes, too.
I mean, if you want a couple of acres for tomatoes, you just say so. And we'll
I know it doesn't bring in money, but me.
Mm-hmm.
Some vegetables I just have a passion for,
No, I get it. And I appreciate that, you're willing to invest money to this farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
thanks,
I can't do all this alone.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man. Time, energy. We got to compete with what is Monsanto,
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's, and we have to make sure that produce looks perfect.
We do.
Yeah. They want some juicy tomatoes. If you want tomatoes, you gotta make sure they are juicy. They're not.
That's true. You know what? And the thing is, tomatoes do sell, but they just don't sell for a lot. They're not exactly the margins. The margins are a little thin on tomatoes. I'm well aware of that, but I guess it is kind of it is a goal of mine to try to start to sell some restaurant quality tomatoes.
That's an attainable goal. You have a stake in this just like I do. Even if it is only a 25% stake.
Yeah.
Be out, and you're achieving your dream of being a farmer.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's been a lifelong dream.
You see, the sweet spot is trying to find the right vegetable.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. I left the city life for this.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you're well aware, but I thought I'd tell you again.
Yep, I get it. You pretty much completely just threw your life away.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can move 200 miles away and grow vegetables.
Live on a farm, grow vegetables.
Yep.
Living the peaceful life,
Mm-hmm.
Bought into a farm with, someone I met off Craigslist.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I basically just put in all caps, save my farm.
There you go. You needed some seed money.
Yep.
Some literal seed money.
Yep.
So, I'm not sure if I've ever gotten your story about, how you got into farming. Family business?
Yep.
Gotcha. Because, your Craigslist ad literally just said that. Save my farm in all caps. Save my farm. And as much as I, thought that was pretty self-explanatory,
Mm-hmm.
You were part of a struggling farm, I kind of wanted to know more details,
So, my daddy was a farmer.
Okay.
And my granddaddy was a farmer.
Sure.
And my great-granddaddy was a farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And my great-great-granddaddy was a farmer.
All right. Generations of farm.
Yep, we're all related.
There's a part of me that's so jealous of that,
Yep. It just, when my great-great-great-grandfather came to this country,
Mm-hmm.
he bought some cheap land, and we kept it.
So you're a fourth generation farmer.
I think sixth.
Wow.
Fifth or sixth.
So, were they even farming back in the country that your grandparents came from?
Oh no! My great grandfather. He worked in the Mercantile Exchange.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But then when he came here, he decided to buy a farm.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's quite a shift too. I wonder if he and I would have stuff in common.
Maybe, but you could ask him, but he's dead.
I know, yeah, no, I can't imagine your great grandfather is still alive.
Right.
I mean, that would be just a miracle at that point.
I never met the man myself.
Well, I would guess no.
Hmm.
I also would bet you haven't met, like, your great grandfather. Unless you did.
I barely remember great grandpa. Just barely.
I'm not even talking great. I said great.
Oh, his dad. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's possible. You know, I don't think I. No, he was long gone by the time I
Yeah.
arrived.
So, just out of curiosity, you think part of the reason this farm is struggling is because you haven't gotten married and had kids who can help you out on it?
Well, I mean, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose there's a part of me is wondering if there's life beyond this farm.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Mhm.
Because I was wondering if there was life on a farm.
Oh, I mean, there is life on a farm. I
Mhm.
mean, I've seen plenty of it. Just,
Yeah.
I suppose I'm looking for a new challenge.
Well,
I'm
if you...
I'm not leaving just yet. I mean, I gotta get all my
Mhm.
ducks in a row, but
Sure.
yeah, you know, I'm thinking about heading out west.
Mm-hmm. Out west.
Out west.
How far out west?
Well, I mean,
I mean, are you going all the way to California? Are you stopping somewhere in Utah?
oh yeah, I mean, I was thinking, you know, kind of work my way gradually, you know.
Yeah.
Just like jump in.
Because, I mean, there's a lot west of Iowa, man. I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's Nebraska,
Mm-hmm.
and then west of Nebraska, you got Colorado,
There you go.
and then west of Colorado, you got Utah,
Yep, there we go.
and then west of Utah, you got Nevada,
Mm-hmm.
and then west of Nevada, you got California.
There we go. And those are all the states that are directly west of Iowa.
Yep.
That's pretty impressive that you know all that, but you haven't gone to any of them.
Yeah, I want to see if any of my geography skills get me some work in California.
Mm.
Yep. You know, see if maybe there's a market for topographers or something.
Topographers.
Map makers.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. Here's a question. Have you ever heard of Google?
Keep her name out of your mouth.
Google. No, Google. What?
Oh God.
What are you talking about? It's Google. It's a search engine. It's where you go on the internet and... What do you have against Google? I really want to know now.
You know, I used to enter geography competitions when I was a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had all the interstates memorized.
Mhm.
And I had like cities and all that, state capital, all that.
Yeah.
And it was about. It basically puts me out of business. I can't compete with the Google.
Oh, I gotcha. So basically, Google Maps killed your geography, your topography dreams.
Yep.
And so you just inherited the family business.
Pretty
And
much.
now you feel stuck.
Mm-hmm. You see, I could compete with a Yahoo or an Alta Vista or a AskJeeves.com.
Yeah.
Now the Google.
The Google did you in.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was such a triggering subject for you.
No, I get it. I mean, we just met, you know, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you don't know about me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, truth be told, I still don't know your birthday.
Oh, I mean, that's
That's a secret?
well, you know, I like to think that I like to do like a reverse surprise on my birthday.
Like, do you not know when your birthday is?
Oh no, I know what my birthday is. I want you to be a surprise for you.
Oh, okay, so you don't tell someone your birthday until the day comes, and then you,
Yeah.
like, surprise, it's my birthday!
Yeah, I just kind of jump down the stairs and it's like, hey everybody, it's my birthday. Let's get some beer.
That's really bizarre. You're an interesting fella.
Well, I don't have a lot of things to entertain me here on the farm.
I gotcha, John. It's a farm.
Absolutely, Jonah.
Anyway, I'm wondering now.
Uh-huh.
I'm torn between staying on this farm and letting you spread your wings and fly.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to give up this quickly.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that. It's just that I feel like my passion is here and your passion is somewhere else.
I mean,
I'm not saying I would give up. I'm saying that I might let you pursue your dreams of going west. Maybe try topography. Maybe try and, I don't know, make a map.
maybe.
But for me personally, where I was kind of craving the farm life, and I mean, I moved here on a whim, man.
I mean, that's what my great granddaddy did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just came to America,
Yep.
straight to Iowa.
Yep.
I mean, at that point, wasn't even a state yet.
Phew, let me hold on. I'm a little bit of a history whiz too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. Iowa became a state in the 1840s.
Mhm.
Great granddaddy arrived in 1850 something. So yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Iowa had probably been a state maybe about 10 years.
Okay, so he was like one of the first Iowa state residents.
He may have been. Yeah. I mean, we've
Wow.
definitely got some heritage here. Governor was here a few weeks ago. I tried to offer her a homemade map, and she said no, thank you.
Wow, you have homemade maps? Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah. That's every interstate in Iowa.
Yes, it is.
Those are perfectly drawn.
Indeed. Thank you. It's a lost art, and I notice all the detail that I put into like where all the counties are too.
No, I see it. It's very, very vivid.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And see, we're right here.
We are.
Yeah.
You have your farm just sitting there on the map.
Mm-hmm.
The location where you are, but so many locations that you've probably been, but
Mm-hmm. I suppose there could be one more thing that I could do if I'm in California.
What's
if
that?
map making doesn't work out. I always wanted to be a hand model.
That's quite a leap.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, I've got some pretty attractive hands.
Those are some nice hands. I gotta hand it to you, I gotta hand it to you.
Hey, I like that. Got that some of that farm humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a lot of maintenance. I gotta keep those cuticles out. It's I do my own manicures. It's got some tutorials on hand care, skin care, all that. It's but a lot of it is strength. Just kind of handling the farm with my bare hands and everything like that. It's really more about making sure that the hands have a certain level of texture and firmness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I gotcha.
Some guys go for the six-pack. I just want sexy hands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, can you see these hands like in a billboard ad for like for a watch or something like that?
I could see it.
Yeah.
You never know.
Imagine I'm holding these things as soybeans.
Mm-hmm.
You have to admit that's very visually stimulating.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I never told you what I was when I was in the city, did I?
No, you didn't, Jonah.
No. Believe it or not, I was actually a hand model.
Oh my God, we've
Yeah.
got a powwow here. I mean, we've got spill the tea here. Give me all your. Oh my God, I mean, you've probably got connections. You probably know like some hand model agency.
Yeah, no.
You probably know some hand model managers.
I'm gonna tell you, I was with the best agent in Des Moines.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Best hand model agent in Des Moines. She booked me about 3 gigs a year,
Okay.
and that paid my rent. But I will tell you, it's a competitive industry.
I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine I'm the only person on the planet with these sexy hands, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. No, I
I
gotcha.
imagine it gets pretty cutthroat.
But I mean, honestly, with those, you know, it did pay for everything. It was just going to countless auditions and getting so many rejections.
Mm-hmm.
But when you did get one, you know, and truth be told, getting some photographers to drive out to Des Moines is kind of hard.
I can't begin to imagine. I mean, I wasn't expecting something almost immediately. That's kind of what I'm afraid of.
Mhm.
It's that fear of failure, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. But truth be told, I can tell you, I took a leap coming out here. And I don't regret
If
it.
you make the leap to get here,
Mhm.
then I can make the leap to go to
Yeah.
Nebraska, then
You know what? I know
Colorado,
something. There's
then
yeah.
Utah, then Nevada,
Mhm.
and then somewhere in California.
Los Angeles, probably. I
Hey,
mean, that's usually where the industry is.
That's our show. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much to Sampson McCormick and to Jen Durbent and to Lindsay Porter and Belinda Carroll. Again, we do this every Sunday and Wednesday. In the meantime, please wash your hands. Please stay a minimum 6 feet from strangers and acquaintances. Black Lives Matter, believe women,